KCPOS can integrate to Pegasus Opera 3 out of the box. Let's have a look at how this works and what touch points there are between the two systems. KCPOS will read from and write back to our customer and supplier records. Let's explore now what the customer integration looks like. From the Opera 3 database, we read account codes, names, address details, contact information, as well as the current balance, credit limit, and their on-stop status, ensuring that a user can process a transaction like they can within Opera. For non-trade or non-account sales, we also create some control accounts for those points of sale. These can be till by till or branch by branch. They're just a point at which those transactions need to post back into the system. We link each of those accounts to the relevant bank account within the cash book, and we recommend that a daily takings account is created to allow you to properly control and audit what's happened. For non-credit or fully paid transactions, an invoice and a receipt fully allocated will be posted either for each individual transaction or on a daily batch basis, subject to how you have the system configured. The information that's held within those transactions is exactly the same as if you'd posted it through the sales ledger. You'll see the product details, the analysis codes, and the VAT breakdown, all exactly the same. If you raised transactions as sales or purchase orders instead of invoices, equally they would post to the relevant modules too. So let's explore now what we're reading out for stock. We read out the stock codes, descriptions, barcodes, VAT rates, which category of stock they sit within, the cost prices, sell prices, supplier prices, customer prices, in-stock, free stock availability, so to allow us to sell or do stock taking. We also, when writing back those transactions, use the sales codes and supply codes in much the same way that you would if you were processing the transaction directly within Opera 3. It ensures that the data integrity is correct and that both systems are fully working together. Opera 3's toolkit requires us to post using receipt and refund names because that's how Opera posts sales and receipts and refunds. If you're using the cash book though, they will post into cash book processing. Let's have a look now at how KCPOS is configured to map that information to ensure that the data ends up in the right place. KCPOS can be configured to control settings either centrally across all of your sites, outlets or tills, or on a branch by branch basis. My system is configured to control things like tender types and VAT and currency based on the settings coming out of Opera and back in again at a head office level. So I'm going to log into my main data. We extract from Opera alongside those customers, suppliers and stock information, the VAT rates, and if you've got it, the multi-currency information held in the multi-currency module. Within KCPOS, we can define multiple tender types, be these cash, check, card, various different card types from your integrated chip and PIN. All we need to do is tell them where to post in Opera. So as I mentioned before, it's simply a case of editing these and applying the relevant receipt and refund names from sales settings, and also which currency these tenders relate to, allowing you to perhaps take currencies in euros if applicable. As we mentioned earlier in the presentation, KCPOS will read that static Opera data, so stock codes, descriptions, VAT rates, pricing, and even stock levels to allow you to effectively serve someone or handle stock movements. But what we can do is add additional information that's only relevant to an EPOS transaction. Be this a message for the operator, an age restriction warning, whatever's going to assist you in serving that customer. And finally, in the individual tills configuration, if I'm using multi-warehousing, I need to tell them which warehouse this till links to.